So I think I brought the Masogi part and you brought the Goggins challenge part, and then we combined them both together to turn the Goggins challenge into a Masogi challenge. The challenge was the log because that was the unknown.
Hey Rob.
Hey Sam, how are you?
We're here to talk about the 4x4x48 challenge that we did 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago now.
Yep.
Time's flying. First question that we've got is what inspired us to do the 4x4x48 challenge?
It's really a combination of things. To conjure up the challenge, I think the challenge itself was created from both you and I collectively coming up with some ideas. We did it for charity. The challenge itself came off the back of the book that I'm reading at the moment called The Comfort Crisis by Mark Leiser. The concept in the book of the Masogi challenge, which is doing something which is extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
Probably only got a 50% chance of succeeding.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about doing the David Goggins challenge at the time as well.
True.
So I think I brought the Masogi part and you brought the Goggins challenge part, and then we combined them both together to turn the Goggins challenge into a Masogi challenge.
For those who don't know what it is, it's you run 4 miles, which is about 6.5k every 4 hours for 48 hours. So I presented that and you said, well, how about we make it harder? And the initial idea was burpees, right?
48 burpees I think we were talking about doing at the end of each 6.5k.
For me, it's like I'd like to make it a bit more integrated. I got the idea from David Goggins' Instagram. He had a video of some guys carrying a log into a bookstore. And so I thought, why don't we carry a log? We wanted to make it achievable. So I found a fence post, which is about 17 kilograms.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of agreed to that, right?
I did, yeah.
After a little bit
of coercing.
Peer pressure.
And it definitely did make the challenge a lot harder because you and I can run the distance, and with a steep deprivation too. I think we both knew we'd be okay with that. The challenge was the log because that was the unknown.
Neither of us had done any kind of log carrying before.
No. Especially taking it up Mount Coolum 3 a.m. on the second last rep.
Yeah, and the other part was doing it for charity. And I kind of brought that in because I'd done a previous challenge for charity with the Top Blokes Foundation called Lift the Load. And with that challenge, it was you have a 12 kilogram weight vest and you have to run 50 kilometers over the month of October, I think it was. And it's for young men's mental health, which I think is a worthwhile cause.
Absolutely.
So how did we both mentally and physically prepare for the intense endurance challenge that was what that ended up being?
I think because I agreed to do it fairly last minute.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of time to mentally prepare. Physically, we both prepared for it for a long time by doing a lot of ultra running.
Yes.
But yeah, so I guess there wasn't a lot of mental preparation other than what we've done in the past.
Yeah, and for me, I've been training for ultra running over the summer. So I've done a couple of trail marathons. I'm doing a trail race this weekend, so a 3-day trail race at the Buffalo Stampede, which is a Grand Slam sort of 10, 20, 42k races.
Right in Victoria.
Yeah, in Victoria. I've been training for that, and I've been doing a lot of sort of mindset training as part of like the coaching that I do. And I've also been doing a lot of animal flow, which is ground-based movement training, which is really good for your shoulders in particular. So it's kind of like
I think that held you in good stead for the log carrying, actually.
That definitely helped me out quite a lot. And then I added an extra physical challenge by running it barefoot as well.
Yeah, that's right, which is incredible.
It was fun. So the next question I've got is, can you walk us through your experience during the 48 hours of the challenge? And there's a few other questions, like what were the biggest challenges? Do you have a specific strategy? How do we manage risk and recovery? And what kept us motivated? So we can maybe cover some of that as we go through it. But yeah, so we started 7 a.m. on Friday morning.
We did.
And that was Majimba?
At Majimba. Just along a path, fairly flat. We set out at a pretty good pace, though.
We thought we might run.
Which is about 6.5 minutes a kilometre, I believe, just under.
And straight off the bat, we realised that running with a log is not easy.
No. And I think after the first one, I definitely had tender shoulders just to start with. I think they sort of got beaten up from that first run a little bit. The shoulders got tender and just stayed tender.
And so that was our first outing, was on that 7 a.m. run. And then we went to your work, which is here, for the day runs during the Friday. I think the challenges there was a little bit windy and also quite hot.
Yeah. And we were, directions-wise, we got a little...
Yeah, navigationally challenged, especially on the first one. Because I was also trying to live stream on the Majimba one at the start, and you got a bit annoyed because it wasn't that you showed you're annoyed, it was just like it was a bit frustrating. You're trying to live stream and carry it.
Sam was trying to carry the log, and the log would go back and forward, and the camera was set up on the log, because we had log cam.
Log cam, Larry cam, we ended up calling him
Larry cam, Larry the log. Yeah.
We did get some live stream footage going on the the second run,
Mm.
and we had to cross a road
Yeah.
carrying the log. Yeah, I think when we were doing those ones, we were still doing quite a lot of rotations, weren't we? Like shoulder, shoulder,
Holding them, yeah.
lower-
Different positions.
lower hand grip, all that kind of different things to try and make our life a bit easier from the carrying perspective.
Yeah.
But then it kind of got better from there, really, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
7 p.m. one we did in Jimbo, in the Jimbo, and that was good because we had a whole bunch of guys there at the time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And it was nice because we got round at 7, finished just before 8, and had some beers, and yeah, it was a good way to finish the
Yeah,
day.
it was quite fun.
Day
It was
one.
quite social as well.
Yeah, and then we hit the night.
Yeah, and we hit the night.
Yeah, for first night. So that was when we had to start getting used to the waking up and running.
So the first one probably wasn't too bad.
Did we do it on the beach?
11 p.m. Yeah, we did the first 11 p.m. on the beach, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was quite windy. Even though it was more challenging running on the beach, there was more distraction. So
Yeah.
I found the beach to be probably easier in some ways.
And yeah, you're right. The main thing was that you obviously couldn't see anything. There was no light there, apart from our head torches. And we've got some pretty good footage of us running in the dark on the beach. Yeah, it was very windy. So we always decided to go headwind first.
It's another David Goggins thing, Joe. He seems to do a lot of his clips on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
he often carries log, and the SEAL training that he came from featured the log.
Yep.
But he also seems to, a lot of clips seem to be running on the beach as well.
I enjoyed the beach. The fact that you couldn't really see where you were running, and obviously all we were doing is like set a timer for 2 miles, and then we would get to 2 miles and turn around.
And then Josh came along, so a friend rolled up. We weren't expecting to see anyone at 3 in the morning.
No.
And rolled out of home, and Josh was waiting there for us, so that was great too.
Yeah, that was fun to have him
good company for that one.
He did some filming for us, had his dog for company too, and yeah, it was quite fun to have that camaraderie on that run.
I think that one on the 3 a.m. on Saturday morning, I think we were probably both a bit tired
Yeah.
for that one.
Yeah.
But we snapped out of it pretty quick, and once you start running, the endorphins get going.
And then we had parkrun. Parkrun was a win, wasn't it?
That was good fun.
That was heaps of fun.
Actually felt like it went quite quickly because people were either gawking at us wondering what we were doing or cheering for us or talking to us. So,
yeah.
And there was a lot of people we knew doing the run as well, which
True.
was quite nice.
Yeah, and so yeah, that meant we got to see a lot of people and get lots of cheers and different things. So
that made it quite fun. We haven't mentioned either, we spray painted "Stay Hard" on a lot of one of Goggins' slogans. So.
Yeah, and then we had to hit another day, 11 a.m. We did Majimba Path.
Yeah.
Just another ho-hum, 6.5k. So we had a run around Budrum. So a little bit more, bit of inclines.
Yeah, a couple of hills.
And I had Indy, my dog. She came with us, and Harrison.
And Dean.
Dean. Yep. Had my son Harrison on the bike behind us, and Dean.
I have to say the highlight run was probably the 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Saturday.
7 p.m. Saturday.
Was a good one.
That was a highlight.
Because we also decided that we needed more beer. So we ran along the footpath north on Majimba, and then turned around, and instead of coming straight back towards Rob's place, we turned onto the main street of what's the town?
David Loway at Mark Cooler.
Mark
Cooler, and we headed for a bottle shop.
Yeah.
with Larry the Log.
Yeah. So we hit up the bottle shop, and as it turns out, we actually did more than we should have, because apparently 4x4x48 is only supposed to be 48 miles, and we did 52.
Oh.
Yeah. So that 7 a.m. Sunday that we was a bonus.
You didn't tell me that.
I only figured that out later. But yeah, the main thing we had to get through was that second night, and that was probably the hardest part, obviously, because we'd been doing it for a while and we were getting a bit sleep deprived. Yeah.
And you might have been giving me some meditation, mindfulness tips.
Yeah.
Because I think we both went into this quite trance-like state and just trudged on through it.
Yeah.
So then we went on to the last one on Sunday morning.
Yeah. We had decided we're going to do Mount Coolum for the 3 a.m. one.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I didn't actually get any sleep between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. But yeah, doing Mount Coolum was definitely a big unknown also for us, because we didn't know what carrying a log at Mount Coolum would be like.
We didn't know what that looked like.
Actually, Rob's fitness came to the forefront, and his grit, basically, because as soon as we hit the steep part of Mount Coolum, you were like in the zone, just like, boom, I'm getting this done. And I was like, holy shit. Because there was so many twists and turns on that path. And I was like, oh. I was like, take your time, Rob, take your time, just have a few breaths.
Yeah.
It was definitely an adventure.
Yeah.
I don't think we kind of like fell short in, really challenging ourselves and pushing the limits. know. I think we kind of like tried to throw ourselves under the bus as often as we could.
I think we did that. Yeah.
But like getting to the top of Mount Coolum, like that was a pretty good feeling, hey?
Yeah, it was.
And actually getting back down, like I went front.
Mm.
Well, it's not too bad, apart from when I nearly clobbered you into a tree. Yeah, no, actually we ended up getting down quite well.
Mm.
Surprisingly, also on the barefoot note, the Mount Coolum climb was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because the stones were really smooth.
You seem to not mind it too much.
No, it was only like the very first bit where it was really gravelly was a bit nasty.
Yeah.
But when we got on the stones, it was actually really nice. One of your friends from Coolum Run Club, she did it the next day. She did a 6-foot track and then
Barefoot?
Yeah.
Oh, did she?
She climbed it barefoot.
That must have been
inspired. And
Yeah.
then we only had a 7 p.m.
7 a.m.
or 7 a.m. run to finish off.
Which we did through the trail at Majimba.
Yeah, did some Majimba trail.
And then so we cut through trail at Majimba, which sort of brings you out at Novotel Twin Waters. And then we came back along the footpath and ran into us. And that's Scott, and then he ran back with us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then we didn't want to slow him up too much because in the middle of his long run, so we hauled it home for the last kilometre, didn't we?
Yeah, well, that was your decision. And I was like, oh man, I don't even know about my feet at this pace. It felt like we were flying. Yeah, actually, that reminds me, I forgot about the 11 a.m. run on the Saturday. There was another group.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sam decided there was a group up ahead also doing some version of the Goggins Challenge, I think a 24-hour version.
Yep.
They were probably about a kilometre ahead of us on the path, so Sam decided we needed to catch them.
Yeah.
So that was probably the time where Sam was dragging me along. We were hauling to try to catch them, and we got them eventually.
Yeah. I was quite motivated by that.
Mm.
It definitely helped, pass the time a bit.
Yeah. All in all, I think it was a successful challenge, and it was, I think, having the log and you having bare feet made it far more of a challenge.
Yeah.
So I think it was a true Masogi challenge.
What about rest and recovery? Did we have any specific strategies in terms of like...
I was trying to keep calories up. I mean, usually I eat carnivore diet.
Yeah.
And I gave that away for the weekend.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I could just have some more simple carbs. I definitely got some good sleep between.
Yeah, I guess that was a tricky part.
Recovery, the ice bath.
Oh, yeah, we did have an ice bath.
Yeah, a good friend of mine lent us his ice bath. And so we filled that up with ice and got into that a couple of times, which I actually think really helped.
Yeah.
I have to say that after jumping in the ice bath after a couple of those sessions, I felt
that's good.
far better for
Yeah,
me.
nice. Yeah. And I did hit TLC, which is our local recovery centre where they have a hot cold pool. I found that quite helpful. Part of the challenge is eating and not getting like too full of stomach, because I definitely felt, especially on the Saturday afternoon, like my stomach was not particularly happy because if you eat something heavy and then you try and go running, it's not much fun.
Yeah, it just sits in your stomach.
Did we have really any other sort of supports? I guess we had the friends running with us.
There was friends running with us, and I think Lauren supported throughout the weekend pretty well. Just
kind of
like taking on my kids. And,
not
and
hosting
hosting us
so much parenting
at my home as well. I think it's she was very good in helping.
Achievable.
Yeah.
Were there any moments of uncertainty?
I was probably a little uncertain at the start. I mean, I wasn't thinking, no, we can't do it, but I was also being quite realistic. But I wouldn't say it was uncertain, but there was definitely an element of, you're going to have to see how this goes.
Yeah. What lessons did we learn? Any physical or mental lessons?
I think there was plenty of lessons learned.
Don't trust Sam. Don't give Sam the opportunity to come up with a challenge.
Yeah, don't go into crazy challenges at the last minute. No, I think definitely you learn that even despite a bit of discomfort, you are capable of pushing on through and getting things done when you're uncertain or not sure.
Yeah, and we've learned that
just
lesson before, in ultra running many times.
Yeah.
I think that this was a very different type of a challenge.
Yeah.
So it tested us in a different way.
Yeah, and reinforce that message that, you are capable.
Yeah.
If you just keep trying.
Yeah.
And as far as teamwork goes, and I think you and I motivated each other a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think neither of us were going to be the one that stopped.
No, I think it was good.
I think my legs are stronger from having done it.
Yeah.
I think it was good from a strength building, resilience building, training perspective.
Yeah, well, I certainly counted as training. I ended up getting 13 hours of training for the week, including that.
Yeah, I was up to 112 kilometres per week, and
that's
I've done
not
that
too
much up to then, so obviously.
Yeah, off the back of 100 miles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I think that it was overall a good thing. And would you do it again?
I'm not rushing out. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
But I think if I was going to do another challenge, I would choose something different.
Yeah.
because that's been done now
Yeah,
for
we
us.
did that.
And
Ticked it off.
yeah, and so I definitely think another challenge is on the cards at some point. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But I'm sure between our creativity and ambition, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. It'd be good fun. Yeah, awesome.
Thanks everybody
See
for
what
listening.
happens
If you
next.
got this far.
Yeah, hopefully the video editor does a good job of cutting it up. But yeah, no, thanks. That was a good chat.